My name is Stella Chang, and I'm a mixed media artist based in the United States. I had a very nomadic upbringing where I grew up in not just the United States, but also Canada and Taiwan, exposed to so many different types of aesthetics and styles, which kind of fed into my mixed media approach of art. Though I went to New York University to study studio art, I was not able to get a job as an artist. So one thing led to another. I ended up spending almost 20 years working in the fashion industry as a handbag and small leather goods designer. As a result, if you look at what I do, there is also an element of fashion in many of my paintings and illustrations. If you look at any of my artworks, you will see layers of technical executions ranging from the digital to watercolor, sometimes ink illustration. And a couple years ago, I also picked up 3D rendering. And to me, it's all about what will serve the subject. I don't really mind mixing all these techniques into one to create a composition, the subject, even the feeling that I'm going for. And speaking of feelings, I don't really paint what I see with my naked eyes. I actually paint what I see with my mind's eyes, which is a very old Asian belief that we're born with two different types of sight. One is from our naked eyes, our physical eyes. The other one is from the mind's eye, which essentially is you look deeper and inward within yourself to be inspired. And that's pretty much how I create things in a more fantastical and sometimes hyper-realistic ways. So for the longest time, I simply painted what I wanted, what inspired me. I never thought to build this into an artistic career up until literally 2 years ago when I had a massive autoimmune flare-up that ended my fashion career literally overnight. And the last 2 years leading up to 2023, it was non-stop doctor's appointment trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And finally, earlier this year in August 2023, I was diagnosed with lupus plus a secondary syndrome called the Sjogren's syndrome. Before I got sick, I will paint for fun, I will paint for beauty. What is the most beautiful thing I can think of and put it on a piece of paper and sell it? But after I got sick, the process of painting becomes more about channeling all the human emotions of fear, despair, hopelessness. Yes, I know it sounds perfectly cliche, but it really works. Because once you put that all on a piece of paper, you start to see light. You start to see hope. You start to realize that there is a way of understanding the human condition that will allow you to manage your day-to-day expectations. Now when I paint, doesn't matter if it's figurative, abstract, or landscape, or something in between. It's all about creating that visual space that viewers can walk into and just take a deep breath and relax and let it go.